Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Knighton Thompson, and we welcome you to the Hour of Power podcast. As always, I am joined by the lovely, the beautiful, and the most devilishly handsome Trey. What's up, buddy?
I am all of those things. Nothing much. Getting ready for work a little bit. I'm ready for this fucking NWA podcast. It was great. The show was this week, and it was different. You may hear my dogs barking in the background, trying to kill my cat. We recently just got a cat, or somebody dropped a cat off at our house, and now it is ours. And the dogs don't like it at all. And that's about it. That's all that's going on in my world.
Well, as you can see, there is no video. We had a little bit of a couple of issues with Riverside. I don't remember how to edit anything in Riverside, so that was a main contributing factor, and we just time constraints. But next week, we promise.
Yeah, or
Listen,
maybe we do the new podcast in video format. I don't know. We'll talk about it off there.
Why not both? But anywho, this episode was interesting. It was very heavily promo and story driven compared to most, which
I'm telling you, whoever wrote the show last week wrote the show this week. And if it's Corgan, it's been Corgan all along, then I don't know if he's got some advice or he's just, I don't know, man. He's hit an 8-ball and now he fucking can think creatively. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but goddamn, as far as like, maybe not even in ring, but just as far as the production and the way stuff progressed, it was like, I don't know, man. It was really, really cool. It was different. It was the last two episodes were just shot so different.
They were, and it was nice to have that change of pace. I know I said it last week, and I'm going to say it this week again. It's been a nice change of pace to where it's refreshing. You're like, oh, okay. Right. I can get behind this. And like
everything is neatly packaged.
Yeah, I mean,
and I guess this is the new set for the TV tapings, and I dug that too. They've had it for the last couple of weeks. I'm saying that, but like just the whole NWA marquee logo on top, and they changed the opening. We didn't mention that last week. That was something, just not very minor changes, not the music, but just some of the people that are in the opening.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm gonna harken back to one of your statements just a second ago. The packages. Yes. I mean, you had the intro package, which focused on the women of Ruthie J and Tiffany Nieves heating up and hyping their match for later on in this episode. And then just throughout the show, I mean, like when they did the announcement for the tournament.
Yes.
That was really well done. Just there were so many promos and so many packages that were just really well done. It made me go, okay, what are they building to compared to, oh, it's another promo. I don't care. Mm-hmm. And
everything had meaning. Everything you saw as far as promo wise was building to something. And then you created new stuff while still harboring back to some stuff that we were kind of scratching our heads over maybe a month or two ago. So I thought that was great too, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, hell, let's get right into this episode of, promo NWA. Promo number 1, Thrill Billy is here to make an announcement. Talks about being on a list, and everyone was kind of, and he goes, the Oscar nomination list.
I was kind of like, that was weird.
Yeah, I was like, there could have been a little bit better verbiage here, pal, to use instead of
think
being
you want to be
list.
known as the guy on that list, but yeah, and that's the wrong heat.
And Thrilly is sitting there talking about the national title and what it means to him, whatnot. And then you all of a sudden hear someone screaming in the background.
And I'm like, this was crazy, just kind of chaotic at the very beginning. I dug it. And I know this guy, the new guy, Bruiser
Bruiser Bob.
Bruiser Bob is in JCP. He normally tags, but not always. A crazy character indeed.
See, like, I just thought they just were like, hey, here, have this as your little shindig and have some fun. I wrote, all right, I'm seriously starting to think someone in the NWA may be listening to this damn
Yes.
podcast. Mims makes mention of Bruiser Brody for Kara, and now we have Bruiser Bob. What the fuck?
Well, it dawned on me when he made his debut. It kind of dawned on me, you know what? There, Billy Corgan is a genius. So what he's doing is setting up all these territories. He's setting up all these developmental places where these guys are just getting paid per show, not under contract, and he can swoop in there and be like, "Hey, I'm with the NWA. We're bringing you in on the main roster," and he doesn't have to pay him a goddamn fortune. Just absolutely genius. Um, I, I mean, it's genius. You've got several NXTs. You don't have to have one. You know, you got you got three at this point. So
Yeah.
I mean, genius, man. And then when he sees they're getting over with the local crowd or they're really good in ring or whatever the case may be, he just brings them right in, man. It's a very smart way of doing it.
Yeah, because I know he's got, uh, standard NWA, Exodus Pro, JCP, and I think it was last week or the week prior, they announced Chicago as well.
Right. I think it's just
So,
NWA Chicago, is it not?
yeah, I think it is. But
And then
they're
they have a working relationships with several other places like
OVW,
CCW. Yes, OVW and CCW.
and they're also doing a little bit of work here and there with the fucking JCW, the Juggalo Championship. Oh,
Oh, they're doing. I didn't know
cringing.
anything about that.
Well, yeah,
Um,
because they had the Southern Six on one of their shows. I ended up just scrolling
uh,
through Instagram a long time ago and ended up finding it. But
hey, if you get fans through that, do it.
I
There's a
guess
big fan base. We have
weird
one in our chat, or Aaron.
weird fucking fan base. What? I
Okay.
said nothing. All right.
Thank
But
you, Pat.
back to the promo, pal. We need to
Mm-hmm.
well, let's get this. Then Thrilly starts talking about the movie Pearl Harbor, which was kind of surprising. I was like, I haven't watched that movie in forever.
I think he's talking about the actual incident.
No, he was talking about the movie Pearl Harbor because he goes, "Here's another one of my second favorite movie," and someone in the crowd chats off, "Oh, this movie, nah, it's a good one though." And he goes, "It's got Cuba Gooding Jr."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then he mentions Cuban Gooding Jr. and who else was in it? Ben Affleck.
Yep, and it was the movie Pearl Harbor, which, as a history nerd, fucking love that movie. It's a great movie.
I like that movie too. That's a good one.
And then Alex Taylor and Kerry Morton attack Bob. Then Devin Dixon comes to save Bob, and this has gone from ooh, I'm intrigued to see what the segment is to a what in the fuck is going on? And then it's an impromptu match of Devin Dixon and Bruiser
All of
Bob versus the Southern Six.
All of Thrillbilly's cousins.
Well, no, Bruiser Bob is Throwbilly's cousin. Devin Dixon is Throwbilly's former tag team partner.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So
I guess it's the mullet. I feel like they could be related.
he needs to get rid of that mullet. It's too much. I'm sorry. I fucking hate mullets. Mullets are stupid. I don't know why they came back in fashion. Fucking get rid of them. There are very few people that can actually pull off a mullet. I think Thrillbilly is one of those people that can pull off a mullet.
Yeah, our mutual friend Zach Bell can pull it off somewhat.
Yeah, somewhat. Don't get me wrong. Love Zach. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Well, his girlfriend has been wanting him to cut it off forever, and he finally did. So, get that.
But we'll move into match number 1: the Southern Six versus Devin Dixon and Bruiser Bob. This match was okay for what it was.
Yeah, and it kind of had shades of JCP, that territory in Southeast Tennessee, with Thrill Billy being their champion, and then you got Bruiser Bob that's in there. I'm wondering if they kind of maybe spin off into that a little bit. That would be kind of cool because you see the Southern Six there a lot, and of course you see Bruiser Bob. And like I said, I can't remember, I can't recall his tag partner's name, but he normally tags, and he was in a great tag match against the Thrill Seekers. I believe it was on episode 1.
Hmm. I
Great
still
tag
have
match.
yet to check out JCP. I just, as
It's
of
cool.
late, I've been
It's like
busier than
NWA
hell.
Light a little bit. It's it's very short too, man. It's digestible. It's like 30 minutes long. It's
Oh,
not
that's
long at
not
all.
bad then.
Yeah.
Um, what did you honestly give your full opinion of this match? I'm gonna let you do some
I
talking
mean, it's
now.
just there wasn't anything fancy. They're they you know they rest on their traits of their characters. So basically, it's a very character story driven match. So it wasn't, you're not getting a 5-star classic in here. It was just an impromptu match, and it was nice for what it was. It was just a way to introduce the characters. I'm interested to see where they kind of go from here, because with the loss, you know what I'm saying. If you had them beat, upset Carrie and um, Alex, then I think that you could have built a little bit more off that of them kind of both, wanting a title shot. But at this point, I guess it just all led to Thrill Billy. You think you're going to commercial break after the Southern Six got the win. Thrill Billy throws the belt down, says, I'm giving up. I'm giving up this title and I'm going for the 10 pounds of gold. So I guess that's what this whole thing built to, was really just him after the match and what took place after the match.
Yeah, that was that could have just been done in the promo, but I understand. Hey, we got to get a match out there.
All right.
The match was actually relatively decent. It was a good back and forth between the Southern Six and Devin Dixon and Bruiser Bob, although Bruiser Bob kind of had his ass handed to him majority of the match.
Right.
And per usual, Kerry gets his ass handed to him. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
But all in all, I'm excited to see Thrillbilly and EC3 having that confrontation. And
I told you that was going down.
oh yeah, everyone could see it from a fucking mile away. Helen Keller could have saw it coming, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it was great.
But I'm all for it. I am 100% all for it. Hold on.
Absolutely.
But next up, we have promo number 2. Vampiro is once again being cryptic. Vampiro talks about how whoever is a misfit just like him, expecting to get all the answers from Vampiro, but the only thing the person is going to get is the same thing Vampiro got: fear. The person they were with didn't like to listen, and the person that they were with, because you don't know who he's fucking talking about or talking to.
Right.
They didn't want to listen and look where their partner is at. At the end, when all is said and done, all Vampiro is going to tell you, he told you so. He doesn't want to be your friend. He wants to see you fail. And if you think you're going to prove him wrong, you won't. Just ask your father. And it looked like Alex Misery to me.
It was definitely Alex Misery that was sitting next to him, and then previous week it was Mecha Wolf. Those two are doing battle next week, so I think we're gonna have a good progression of whatever this is by next week.
I'm going to call it. I think Alex Misery and Mecha Wolf might be a tag team.
Perhaps so, but who's he talking about his father and all that?
I think it was towards Alex Misery. Just ask your father.
Who's Alex Misery's father?
I don't fucking know. I'd have to look it up. Give me a goddamn minute.
What? That's what I'm saying. I don't know who he's talking
God
about. It could
damn.
be so many people. Fucking Vampiro and his cryptic fucking messages.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I want to see it lead to him being in an actual singles match. I believe he's already said he's going to retire, which he's retired several times. So, but this one may stick. Alex Misery's father. No, nothing comes up.
Hold on, I'm looking at something right now, and I think I might have who it is.
Who dat?
Yeah, that's son of a bitch. I should have fucking the Great Apollo. Because Alex Misery also uses Apollo Jr.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Because I'm looking it up right now. Apollo Jr. continues to wrestle successfully in various promotions all over the states under his new dark/chaotic persona, the Maker of Chaos, Apollo Jr. / Alex Misery.
Now we get it. So yeah,
I knew that his dad was a wrestler. I just couldn't remember who his dad was. But it's which would explain why Vampiro knows his dad, because his dad was very big in Mexico, Puerto Rico,
right.
all over it. Any promotion you can think of, his dad's been in it, basically. So
Yes.
I can understand it.
Yes. All right, I was enjoying the back porch, but my neighbor has decided to crank up their mower.
Oh, gotta love to see that.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna get some kind of resolution from this next week, at least a progression in whatever this is.
I don't know, but now that we have the 3 pieces of the puzzle and we're able to start making a photo,
yes,
I'm intrigued. At first I wasn't so much, now I am. So it's just a matter of what happens.
Again, and we're getting we're getting a story progression that kind of started a couple of weeks ago and started to progress last week. I don't know if this is the writing team putting in more time, because they're with the CW or whatever the case may be, but definitely this is another case of story driven episode of Powerrr, along with Thrill Billy throwing down the title and saying, hey, basically I'm going for the 10 pounds of gold. So yeah, I don't know, we'll find out next week.
All right. Promo number 3, and this is actually more of a video package, but I put it down as promo number 3, with Thrilly relinquishing the national title for a shot at EC3. An 8-man tournament has been announced. 4 singles matches, 2 rounds to get to a fatal 4-way at Hard Times. And I'm going to be legit. This tournament's kind of fucking stacked.
I love this tournament, and I love tournaments in general. So when they announced a tournament, I was fucking excited. As soon as he threw down that belt, I knew that's probably where they were going to go. And I was more excited about this prospects of a tournament and maybe pushing someone new than I was even Thrill Billy going for the world heavyweight title, which I'm very excited for too. But again, that was pretty sweet. And I mean, I just love tournaments, and I love how they're doing it. They're making it a fatal 4-way towards the end, and I mean, you've got the potential to really push some people, tell some good stories within the tournament as well. Just always been a fan of tournaments, man. So I was excited about this announcement.
Yeah, because I mean, I see 5 potential people to be in this or who could be in the fatal four way, there are three that kind of stick out like sore thumbs a little bit.
Hey, I didn't see a tournament graphic. Did you?
No.
I should make one. Like, just for shits and giggles, put on the page.
Yeah, but
And we
here's the
can
thing. Do you know who's going up against who? Because they really didn't announce a lot of the matches on this episode, which is kind of
No,
surprising.
I mean, like I said, it'll take a few weeks to see where they're going with it, I guess. But
Yeah, because I
that would be
mean,
cool. Maybe they'll have a graphic up by then, so it's easier to kind of keep up with.
yeah, because I mean, you have Burchill, Tom
Yeah.
Latimer, Magic Jake Dumas, Carson Drake, Blake Troop, Brian Idol, AJ Kazana, and Zion.
Right. And you're kind of wondering, like, damn, I mean, you could push any of those individuals. All those guys are kind of over, have great characters, have kind of been in that mid card, and haven't really like progressed as far as like kind of getting past that. There's like a little bit of a lower mid card, and with somebody winning here or even coming out looking really, really well, um, you have the potential to really make some of these guys in the tournament shine, and original guys too. Is something to kind of like hang your hat on. Like, look, these are NWA guys. These guys are not an Impact. They're not. They're nowhere else. This is our roster. This is our young roster.
Yeah, because I mean, Burchill, I can see making it to the Fatal Four Way. Tom, I can see making it to the Fatal Four Way. Magic Jake Dumas, I can see.
Yeah,
Carson,
and you're
I
starting to see, not to interrupt you, but you're starting to see where they've been going for weeks. Like, what is this random Magic Jake match that he won? Like, I think it was against Alex Misery
yeah,
weeks and weeks
Revolution.
ago. And then you start to see some of these guys that are in it kind of get the spotlight ever so often on Powerrr, and they kind of they've booked them kind of strong, so now you see why they booked them strong. They had this in mind the whole time, and the characters are really starting to resonate with the audience, or starting to resonate with me anyways. I'm starting to care about the roster more and more interested in the roster.
Mm. Like Carson Drake, I don't see him making it. He's too new into the NWA. Granted, stranger things have happened, but I think he's just too new for audiences to go, "Man, one of these things is not
Yeah,
like the
but
other."
it's also the chance to really push somebody really young like him, and he's great on the mic. He's got a great character.
Oh yeah,
You
he's
can push.
very talented, but I mean, you look at the 8 people that are in this tournament.
Yes.
uh, If I was a betting man, I would not bet on Carson Drake. Now,
I'll tell
not to
you who
say
I think is going to be, who is going to win the whole entire thing.
hmm.
Paul Burchill.
See, now I am sitting here fighting between 3 people.
Okay.
I would love to see Burchill. That's my number 1 pick. My number 2 pick is Magic Jake.
I
Now
would
that's
love to
just
see them give that push to Magic Jake,
that's
but
what I'm saying, but I don't think it's going to happen. The more logical one out of it, honestly, besides Burchill, Tom Latimer.
yes, you got. I mean, here's a world title contender, not that long ago, and just had a big, pinfalls count anywhere, lights out match or whatever the hell it was a few weeks ago as well. So yeah, that's a guy. Yeah, you got him in there. I mean, you got Blake Troop. You can push all these guys. You're putting them in a fatal 4-way.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, there's so much potential in this tournament. It's exciting, man.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, and I guess we'll have to wait uh, till we can see hard times and see what comes up. So,
My pick's gonna be Paul. It's either Paul or Tom Latimer.
yeah. So you and I are basically on the same page. I'd love to see Magic Jake win because I like Magic Jake, but I have to think a little more realistically. So,
I mean, I
What?
like a lot of the guys in this one, so yeah,
Okay.
man, I'm excited, and I like AJ too. AJ's a big bruiser. It would be cool to see him just get to the fatal four way at least.
Yeah, and I would like to see some continue. I know we're gonna get some continuation with the whole AJ, Casey, and Joe Kazana and Austin Idol, Anthony Andrews, and Zion story. So
Yes,
we know that at least that matchup's gonna happen in the tournament.
I'd say Zion and AJ are going to be probably matched up,
Yeah,
considering their previous stuff.
encounters.
Yes.
Like that was another thing. Despite him being a former national heavyweight champion, I
Hmm.
don't think it's going to be Zion.
No, I don't have the. No, I don't see that happening. So we shall see, though.
Indubitably, good sir.
What else we
Match
got?
number 2 of the night. This was a little interesting. I actually did thoroughly enjoy this match. Ruthie J versus La Princesa Tiffany Nieves.
Yes, this was a pretty good little matchup. These two had a good matchup at the taping that I went to, and it ended up resulting in the same result, which really pushes Tiffany. And I gotta say, I think that's the right call. Tiffany, who I think they got from one of their territories or
OVW.
CCW, was it OVW?
It was OVW because right now, if I remember correctly, the last time I actually caught any OVW, she was serving a suspension through OVW.
Ah,
So she was just kind of going around asserting her dominance and
and OVW's got some talent there. I would love to see in NWA.
there's one that they can take back.
Who'd that be?
Slime balls.
Oh boy. Great team. They remind me of a tag team from like the 90s. And when I say that, yeah, they were kind of a preliminary. I can't say that word. They were,
Preliminary.
yes. Oh God, words are hard for me this week. Um,
Oh,
so yeah, yeah, in that respect, like they're a great tag team to have in anybody's division because they're just so over the top, and they just have this like. To me, they had this weird '90s. Maybe Slime was bigger in the '90s. I guess.
well, I mean, the whole Nickelodeon
Yeah,
thing, which
yeah.
in and of itself is interesting. But you
Yes.
know who they kind of remind me of?
The Headbangers.
The Headbangers, just more annoying.
Dude, that's so weird. I thought same thing. Like these guys remind me of the Headbangers.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I don't know.
But
Headbangers signed with WWE, so damn it, it was so cool to see him at the NWA
yeah,
pay
but
per view though.
they're only on a. They've been on that Legends contract for a while, so technically they can do whatever they want. It's just a Legends
No, I don't think
contract
they
to
were
use.
on it when they did Sawin.
No, well, their contracts were basically in their hands, and it was a whole thing. But I mean, with the Legends contract, you can basically do whatever you want, just as long as you're not,
It's
you
not a
know,
direct competitor to WWE.
yeah, just not. Well, I mean, Bret
They
Hart.
can't. Yeah, they can't show up on AEW
I mean,
with a WWE deal. There's no way.
yeah, but let's get back to the task at hand. This match, uh, kind of go off on tangents.
That's all right. We got
Yeah, I
we
mean,
got to
don't get me
fill some
wrong.
space.
I mean, yeah, we do. We got time to kill. We got things to. We have plenty to talk about.
And this is a great advertising thing for like our podcast where we shoot the shit and have a guest on.
I think that'd be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
But this match was, it just asserted or reasserted the dominance that Tiffany has. I fucking love the Royal Sea, dude.
Yes.
I've always loved the Texas Cloverleaf.
Yeah.
When Dean Malenko used it.
Yeah. We've talked about this before. It was one of my favorite moves too. I think I used it against my friends quite a bit back in the day as well.
I was to say there have been only a few wrestling moves that I've done on people. One of them was a pile driver.
Oh, that's you gotta be safe on that one.
I was about 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old when I did that.
Good grief.
I'll tell you the story. Where I used to live, there was like a thing called corn broil,
Mm-hmm.
and they had this little. They had taken a volleyball pit with all the sand and shit, and they would just throw pennies all over the place. And kids would have to collect them, and then they would. I think they got to keep the pennies. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. But a kid and I were going for the same spot, and he got to it. I got pissed off. I kicked him, and then pile drove him
Ooh,
right in the sand.
ooh. Well, my stepbrother, he broke my arm while trying to flip me over in the sharpshooter. Yeah, and my parents weren't home, so it was so
Oh,
chaotic.
oh
You
my!
heard it too. I mean, like it was so
Oh
loud.
Jesus Christ!
Had to run over to the neighbors, and yeah,
Call my mama. Call my daddy. My arm is broken.
I just sat there just crying. It was probably like third grade or fourth grade. I can't remember.
That's one thing I've been lucky I've never done. Broken a bone.
Well, I broke my finger at football practice as well.
I've fucking hurt myself plenty, but what do you
All
think
right,
is next for Tiffany?
I don't know. You have two Hill women's champions, right? So you have Max Impaler, and you have
Kenzie
Kenzie
Page.
Page. So, uh, and then Tiffany just really comes off his heel. She already faced Kenzie Page, did she not? Like a few weeks ago. I I don't really know. I guess you continue to build her to be another top heel, but and I mean I guess like Missy K is a face, but I've said it before. We need some bigger faces, bigger baby faces in this division. This is a very deep division. It's a great division. You got a
Just
lot
a
of
lot of
talent.
heels.
It's just a lot of fucking heels, bro.
She's a heel,
Even
motherfucker.
Miss what was it? Miss Savannah or whatever. She's a heel too.
Who?
I mean, whatever. I can't remember her fucking
Miss
name.
Kate?
No, not Miss Kate.
Oh,
God, she fucking challenged Kenzie Page weeks ago. I cannot fucking remember her name. For the life of me.
hold on.
Oh, you're looking up the roster, aren't you?
I'm looking up my notes.
Okay. Oh, well,
See,
that you better look from weeks and weeks ago.
weeks and weeks
She was in the or maybe even like months ago. Look in the 6-woman tag from a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
All right.
Markova?
No, not Markova. That's
God,
probably your top face in the entire division.
where the fuck
It's not
are?
Markova.
Oh, god damn it. No, I don't fucking want this shit to open. Oh my god.
Well,
There we go.
anyways, my point is you got too many damn heels in this division. I want to see a strong baby face. You got EC3 is like your fucking Hulk Hogan, your fucking John Cena. You see what I'm saying? And then you got plenty of heels to feed him. You've got good baby faces to back up EC3. I think that Mims is a guy that you could kind of get behind eventually as being that at least number 2 baby face in the entire NWA. But as far as a woman, you don't really see a strong babyface woman. I mean, even Camille wasn't really a babyface. So
I just pulled up the match.
Yep.
Taylor Rising, Natalia Markova, and Ruthie J.
Okay, that's not
versus CJ.
Okay, not it.
Miss Star.
Miss Star is who I'm thinking
Samantha
about.
Star.
Samantha Star. I was saying
Okay.
Savannah for some reason.
Savannah, Samantha, they sound the same.
Whatever. She's a heel. She got to push for the world title too.
She's a heel, motherfucker.
They have all these heels going for heels, and it's like, that's probably my biggest complaint of the women's division. There's a fuck ton of heels,
and it could be worse.
No, I mean, like it could be worse. Yeah, they had no talent, which is not the case. I mean, you think about it. Even her stable, Kenzie Page's stable, they're all hills. Everybody's hill. Maxie and Paler is definitely a hill. Everybody. Um, let's see CJ push. CJ has got some badass fucking moves.
Oh, yeah.
I've been following her on Instagram, and dude, she posts stuff from the indies as well. And I'm like, oh my god, like let's see her pushed a little bit. And terrorizing as well. That's another, you know, Mr. Kate, yeah, if you want to completely go in that direction. My problem with Mr. Kate is that we don't know if she's a heel or a face. She's just kind of there. And she's enduring it to a certain degree, but I think she kind of came from around the JCP area as well. She's a great worker, awesome worker. I love her. I love her moves. Her move set's great. I hadn't heard much of her on the mic, but I mean, she's another one you could push as a top baby face position. But let's get behind one of these women. Let's get behind and really fucking push as a baby face.
Mm-hmm.
As a fan, I would like to see that.
Yeah, they need to have someone that can go, okay, besides Natalia Markova, you need to have that secondary and that third baby face that can
I
make
wonder
things a
if
little more interesting.
Medusa could work just one match with like Kenzie Page. Man, that would be badass. If she could still work, damn, that would be a good match.
I don't know her as Medusa. I know her as Thunder
Oh, fucking
Blades.
shit. Missed out on her Japan and WCW work.
Sorry, I wasn't born until 98, fucker.
Hey, she had some great matches as Alondra Blaze against Bull Nakano and
Oh, yeah, I know.
Asha Kong or whatever the heck. I can't remember her name.
Well, that was a little bit more of a discussion about the women's division than I thought we would have. But it's a good discussion. I can't complain.
It is.
So
If
let's.
NWA's listening, please, for fuck's sakes, give us a baby face to cheer for.
Mm-hmm. We can't be rooting for the heels. That's kind
Well,
of defeats the
yeah, we
purpose.
root for the heels, but the heels are only as good as their baby faces counterpart. So, like, what makes a heel is that they do heelish shit against people that you like. I don't know. I'm just going off on a rant, I guess.
Per usual.
Yes.
All right. Promo number 4, and this was interesting. Burchill was standing by with Bobby Fulton, and what I originally thought this was going to be and what it were, well, two different things. Mae Valentine asked Burchill about the opportunity at the national title. Burchill decided that he was going to put all the men on the roster on notice that he was going to guarantee he was going to be in the finals and he was going to win the national heavyweight championship.
See.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want Burchill to have an opportunity at that title so bad. That man has busted his ass for a long time and deserves an opportunity like this.
I believe it's coming. He's my pick. Either
And
that or
that,
he's going to chase after it after the whole entire tournament.
yeah,
But
I'm
you will
even.
see him heavily pushed. I think this is the start of him being heavily pushed in this tournament.
Mhm. And then Bobby Fulton. I originally thought that Bobby Fulton was going to be at the side of Burchill, but such was not the case. Instead, he was there talking about AJ Kazana being in his corner, seeing as Joe has been suspended. And you know what? Despite Bobby being a little hard to hear due to his cancer battle and whatnot, he
Right.
still cut a very damn good promo.
He did. It was very passionate, very, aggressive. I liked it.
And Bobby Fulton mostly called out Austin Idol. He's like, "You step into the ring, I'm getting in the ring, and I'm going after you." And then he pulls down unzips his jacket, and you see the Fantastics T-shirt. I was like, "Yes,
Nice.
I loved
Old
it." And
school.
you know, Bobby stated AJ is going to be the victor. So, it's building that continuation of that story. And once again, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and that's just like I said earlier. I can see it's definitely going to be AJ and Zion in a match for sure. They just set that up basically.
Mm-hmm. Then we'll move on. Promo number 5, Eric Smalls. Did his get up not remind you of a little bit of AJ Styles, just minus the long hair and he had more tattoos? Or was it
I didn't
just me?
really think I didn't really catch on to that, but
Although,
I'll tell you this much. Once again, I feel like this is another prime example of how the show has been kind of going in a different direction where they actually paid off the Salwin story that started. It started at Salwin when he came in the ring and punched Trevor Murdoch. Or was that at Salwin? That was not at
yeah,
Salwin, was
no,
it?
that was at Samhain.
Okay. He came in and he punched Trevor Murdoch in the dick. And we're like, what the fuck was that about?
It's not the dick.
The
It's
mommy
the mommy
daddy
daddy
button.
button.
Okay, we need t-shirts for that. We need a t-shirt for that. But yeah, he hit him with the mommy daddy button like a fucking little prick. And I was like, what the fuck? So we get it. It's like somebody came in, it's like, hey, what the fuck was this about? I'm gonna fucking, put an explanation point on this fucking storyline. And you know what I'm saying? Like, let's wrap it up. So they just had him come in, and I like it, man. It's a little bit hokey kind of storyline from like the or I don't even know that, maybe the late 90s or whatever. But I like the fact that he earned their respect by, well, I want to come in and punch the biggest motherfucker around and the roughest or whatever. And Murdoch respects him for this. I said, damn, you got a lot of balls, man. Got some big balls coming in here, fucking punching me in the dick. And all of a sudden, they're cool with it. I'm like, God damn it. Why do I want to see this guy in their clique now? Holy shit. For some reason, that visually just is a pleasing to my eyes. Two big, rough, tough motherfuckers that you would not want to fuck with at a bar, or you would want to have your corner in a bar fight. And then you got this little guy, and he's like just a little goddamn feisty ass little motherfucker, like just like that little dog that thinks it's as big as the big dogs. And you know what I'm saying? Visually, I can see them just beating on somebody, and this guy just punching them in the kneecap and stuff. Like, I don't know, man. It adds an element of comedy, but it also adds a layer to the characters of Murdoch and Knox. That's my take on it. And I love the whole shit going down. Go ahead. I want to get your take on that first.
So, not only was Samhain the first time that Trevor Murdoch got punched in the mommy daddy button,
Yep.
Return to Robarts.
Yes.
Trevor Murdoch also got punched in the nuts by
Well, if we finally
Eric
get a
Smalls.
payoff, why he did it,
Yeah, and that was the nice thing. It was because I was like, well, what the hell is Eric Smalls doing out here? And the next thing you know, boom, immediately I was like, yep, we're getting this off now. But I did thoroughly enjoy when Rolando came out and was like,
oh my God, he's great.
How is it that he punches you in the nuts and he gets your respect when I did the same thing when you were the world champion? He goes, this doesn't add up. And then I got a good giggle, and Trevor's like, because you ain't got the balls. And Rolando's like, yeah, of course I ain't got the balls. I got the cojones, vato. And I fucking busted out laughing.
He's great.
I know he is. So that originally I thought it was going to set up Rolando versus Eric Smalls. And I'm like, I'm all for this match.
That's down the line.
And then Trevor Murdoch was like, you know what? Why don't we get the Spectaculars versus Knox, Murdoch, and Eric Smalls? And fucking Knox just goes 2.0, 2.0. Got me left too. I was just like, fucking Knox. I love him. He is so cool. But
We got
So,
something set up. This is something a little bit different than normal. This promo actually sets up a nice little feud between the Spectaculars and Knox and Murdoch, and now Smalls. I like it, and man, you know it's coming. Smalls and Rolando are gonna fucking go at it, and it's gonna be fucking great.
mhm. So I'm definitely gonna be tuning in for the next several weeks. Well, granted, I'm gonna be tuning in every fucking week so we can do this podcast. But you know what I mean. I'm gonna be fucking following this like
This
intent.
is your comedy feud, but it's gonna be good too because it's just gonna be good. I can't wait.
Yeah.
He's so small. He's not a midget, but or a little person, but he's also small. So this is going to be hilarious. God, I can't wait.
Promo number 6 of the night. That's the last one. Thank God. The Immortals talk about Aaron Stevens. Well, I should say more or less Kratos was talking about Aaron Stevens and how Aaron Stevens is being a snake, always having something up his sleeve or some sort of stipulation when it comes to trying to get to blunt force trauma. And there's always something that Aaron has to, get himself involved in. And then they show Thor's face a little bit, and Kratos couldn't help but laugh just a tiny, tiny bit. Um, Kratos states that Thor has plenty of anger for Aaron, and this is the one thing I was hoping for. The Immortals weren't dropping the U.S. tag titles right away up until they are across from BFT. So this leads to the possibilities. Are they going to get in the ring? Are they not? Who knows? Are we going to have this opportunity to shine with this, or is it just going to be a lot of talk and no doing?
Oh, they're definitely giving up those tag titles. I feel like, and I think we'll probably see a tournament for it as well. It may even, I don't know, or somehow get spun into a unification title match. There's a lot of stuff to come from this, but here's what I noticed: usually when they start an angle or storyline like they did last week, you may not see anything about it for a couple of weeks, but this week they continued it on, which is great. Keeps it fresh in the viewer's mind.
Yeah,
I know
that,
you
that
have limited time to do this, but now when you have this tournament, you don't have to tell as many little stories, so you can slow down, tell the same story. Um, a continuation of every single week telling this, of this feud or whatever, and really building up this feud because you have the World Tag Champions and the U.S. Tag Champions, and man, do they want to get their hands on Aaron Stevens.
mhm. So
Yeah, I mean that's what we have to look forward to, is that they're going to have a confrontation. I do feel like they're going to give up their U.S. tag titles, and we're going to see that match at around hard times, I guess.
hard times, baby.
Hard times, baby. You got to give up that U.S. tag team championships.
Who daddy? But let's move on to the last thing of the episode. Match number 3, which ended up being a first round tournament match for the NWA. Wow. NWA National Heavyweight Championship. I wanted to go
I always want
Heavyweight
to like
National Championship.
North
Fuck.
American for some reason, because I think they did have an NWA title called the North American Champion. So
Yeah.
it always fucks with me too. And yeah, so this was a good matchup. It's a good even match in the eye of a viewer. They've got to think these guys both kind of mid card level right now, have been somewhat pushed before. Also, haven't been able to really beat some of the bigger dogs. So that's what made this match to me very, very interesting. I've told you they've stopped and started this push on Blake Troop, and I think it's the right call having Blake Troop go over here. Just gets a nice submission on him, I guess a choke, and just chokes him out. It's very realistic. His style is, and I think it was the right call. Like I said, and I love his manager, so I like the result of this, and it makes me look forward to next week and seeing more tournament matches and newer guys pushed.
Yeah, this match was definitely it was the right outcome that I would expect to have. There were definitely some spots in there where it was just like, Jesus Christ, you guys are just beating the living piss out of one another. I did get a kick out of when Silvio and Natalia Markova get in the ring.
Yes.
And
Great
Silvio
spot.
fucking pushes her on her ass. She gets up, pushes him back, and then just they go back and forth, and then she kicks him right in the mommy daddy button. I giggled.
Oh,
Like,
and then she slapped that freaking armbar on him, and he was tapping like a
I
little
don't
baby.
know what the hell that is, but I don't want to be in that.
Yeah, it did
Fuck
look very uncomfortable. He did.
that.
He's so great though. He's great on the mic, and with him and Blake Troop's corner, Blake Troop has got that MMA / street fighter look to him, and I'd love to see this guy make the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah. Yes and no. I like Blake Troop, but I just
He's got a great look.
He does, but I just don't feel like I think he needs to work a little bit more. I think a television title spot would be good for him at first, just to kind of get him set up. But that's just me. I could be right. I could be wrong. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
Right.
Really
And he doesn't
matter.
even have to really talk, though. He's got a great person in his corner to, talk crap. And I don't know. I don't know. I would love to see him in the last 4, though, at least. There's, I don't know. I kind of would like to see Paul Burchill win it just because I would be right and I could be like, told you so. But whatever.
I'm rolling my eyes at you right now.
Shit. Sorry. Oh, we got to wrap this up. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. But that's really about it. I mean, Blake picks up the victory. He moves on. And that's the end of the episode.
Awesome.
So it's just a matter of what's going to happen next week. I can't fucking wait, dude. I really can't.
I know. Yeah, the last 2 episodes have been very episodic.
I wouldn't even say the last 2. I'd say like the last 3 or 4. I have just been like, okay, I want to watch more. I want to watch more. I want more.
The ending really, really snuck up on me. When he got the win, I was like, okay, what's next? What's going on next? And then it just ends, and that's great. I've said that a million times on here. I'm tired of this fucking 3-hour shit you're supposed to watch every Monday night. It's an hour long. It's very digestible. I've got other stuff to do. And it kept me wanting more because when it went off, I was like, whoa, damn, that went by fast. For me, it went by fast. And I was kind of shocked when it was over. It's like, damn, that's it. Okay. I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, he's like last night or this morning, I tried to watch it and my internet ended up shitting out. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to bed. So it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Ooh. So I got up at like 9 and I was like, all right, I gotta watch Powerrr. And you didn't respond. I was like, thank God, so I can finish watching it.
Oh man, I was so busy yesterday. I didn't get to watch it till really early this morning. But yeah, that's what's great about it. It's on the app, and just download the app, watch it right there. What do we have to look forward to next week, man? More research on the Riverside and possibly getting up the video.
Yep, we'll get that done. I'm going to do some dinking around over the next couple of days and get that all figured out. I am really interested to see the tag team match that will be happening next week.
Yes, and Mecha Wolf and Vampiro and Alex Misery saga will continue on.
So,
Yeah, we got all that stuff to look forward to. Thrillbilly and EC3 coming up in the next few weeks, I imagine. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to. And like I said, we're going to be dropping a podcast here pretty soon where we're going to shoot the shit. We're going to talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about, the show, WWE 2K, other wrestling organizations, movies, television shows, whatever the hell we want to talk about. And we're going to try to have a guest, somebody on from the wrestling business. So you're definitely going to want to tune into that. It's still being developed. I can't give a exact date on it yet, but it's coming, folks.
I can give an exact date on it.
Oh, you can?
The day it gets fucking uploaded.
Ah, there's that attitude. That's what I'm talking about.
Whenever we decide to get our lazy asses on to do it and, find a guest and find things to talk about, that's when we'll put out the episode. Until then,
we got to get everything's really kind of set up with the video stuff before we really do any of the, and with Powerrr. We've got some people who will step in and do Powerrr some weeks. We can't do both podcasts every single week. It's just not, I just know it's not going to be done. And I don't like to ask that of anybody anyways. And I don't really like to ask that of myself.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we're staying consistent, I'll at least edit the shit. I don't give a damn. So,
right. I'll be talking to Katie and Kara. We know our listeners will enjoy them even more than this. So they're very, very talented. You've heard Kara on here before. They're down to do it. I say we set it up.
Yeah, if we can get it done, we can get it done. But
all right.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for you this week. As always, remember, please spay and neuter your animals. Arrivederci.
See ya.